Satnam. Today we are going to explore a classic Kriya in the world of Kundalini Yoga. And this is called Sat Kriya, which means the action of truth. Kriya is action, Sat is true. And Sat Kriya was taught by Yogi Bhajan early on in his teachings of Kundalini Yoga in the United States. It was one of the very first exercises I learned, actually, in one of his classes, was Sat Kriya. And it's used with part of existing Kriyas, and it can be used separately on its own. And I'm going to begin by breaking down the components of Sat Kriya. To begin with, it's important to understand the S part of it. Sat. Sat, and then the release of Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat. Sat, Nam. So what we have is the lower belly engages, the navel, and the diaphragm comes up, and then it connects to the top of the head. So Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Classically, it's done sitting on the heels, but you will see there are other variations. I'll show you from different angles. What's helpful is to set your lower spine. If you're overly extended like this, you won't have the same power of the navel. So we can set this in this fashion. Sat, Nam. We don't want to pull the navel in and collapse forward. Sat. We want this. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. And then to create even more heat, we are going to use our arms in this fashion. You're going to have your hands in this fashion for beginners. It was classically taught that men have the right thumb over the left, and women have the left over the right. Hands folded, Jupiter finger, extended. And then I like to lift the chest up, draw the shoulders down, come up, try to roll the armpits toward each other. Another method you might find helpful is to bring your arms up from the outside in this fashion, and then conclude by bringing the armpits in, leaving the shoulders down, because you don't want to be in this position. Shoulders down. And the eyes are closed, looking up towards the top of the head. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Again, I'll show you from the side. It also is very helpful to engage some Jalandharaban, neck lock, chin in, chest up. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Try to avoid doing Sat, Nam. Instead, shoulders remain down. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Sat, Nam. Again, in, goes up, connects to the top of the head. Now I want to share with you some interesting variations with Sat Kriya. The first, more advanced way of doing it is to have your hands flat, palms together in this fashion. You still have the same thumbs if you wish, but it can also be done with just your palms flat without the thumbs folded. If you're going to be practicing Sat Kriya with your palms together, it's important to note that it will increase the energy significantly. So if you've been using drugs or your nervous system is weak, stick with the more basic version. As your nervous system starts to get stronger and as your lifestyle gets cleaner, then you can begin to use the palms together method. But doing Sat Kriya even in this fashion is plenty powerful. So it's not a requirement that you just have to do it in this fashion. It's something you can eventually grow to if you wish. Again, it will look like Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Or, if you need to, with the right thumb over left, if you're a male, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat. I personally prefer not folding them. And also, rather than, if you're tight in the shoulders, trying to straighten your elbows might cause your shoulders to rise. So this is not actually as preferable as actually leaving your elbows a little bent, but keeping your shoulders down. I'd rather see this, Sat Nam, Sat, than this, Sat. Over time, as your upper spine awakens and the space improves, you'll be able to straighten your elbows out without compromising the alignment. Variations on Sat Kriya. One he introduced at that time was the possibility of doing Sat Kriya in Padmasana, full lotus. And he said this would be a master way of doing it. And he said it could be replacing the sitting on your knees variation. So to do Padmasana, full lotus, again, make sure your chest is up, lift your foot up, place it, I'm starting on the right, place it on top of your left thigh. You can bring your other foot up, and then find a lotus that doesn't strain the knees. And in this position, again, you have the choice of folded or fingers extended. And Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat. I always find these kriyas work better with a hint of a smile, rather than getting so intense that your face becomes stressed. If you can leave a bit of contentment on your face, that hint of a smile, it'll actually make an improvement in the way you do these postures. So you can use the lotus method if you wish, but I wouldn't recommend it if you find it detracting from your experience because of the difficulty of sitting this way. This was just an option that was given. So this is what we have today on the subject of Sat Kriya. Sat Nam.